No.
No, he will not be here.
I'll mention that briefly.
Okay, I think we are good to go.
Okay. All right, let's start with roll call. President Kevin Smith, present. Vice President Estel George. Secretary Jeff Webb.
Here.
Commissioner Bob Brenneman.
Here.
Commissioner Matt Mackler.
Here.
Okay. If everybody takes a minute to look at the minutes from our last meeting. If there are no questions, we get a motion to approve.
So moved.
All in favor? Aye. Okay, Jacob, please help us with the
Okay.
claims real quick.
So basically, and the mayor can vouch for this and maybe help me explain some of it. So essentially, two of the claims ended up being voided. They're still here before you. I believe it's actually the first two in that series of claims to the title company. Basically, that's because we kept getting told that we owed different amounts, and then at the end of all of it, in fact, it was just
The day before?
well, it was the day up actually. We got back from closing, and then they had sent Alina an email saying that we needed to pay them something like $1,000 more for costs that they hadn't factored in. And then it was just last week that they cut us a check for that amount and told us that that was a mistake. So money went out and then it came back in, basically. But essentially all of the costs there are the ones for, so the first two are for the earnest money. Those are the two $2,000 claims. And then the larger ones, I believe, for 39 or 38,000 and 18,000 are for the price. They're for the lots, the rest of the cost of the lots. And then I believe there's one more for additional costs. So that's basically what happened. That's the money that went into that transaction, both to cover their expenses and the price of the property itself. The other claims in here are from services from Mr. Salmons, our yearly bond from CI Insurance, and then a 7th Street invoice from Commonwealth for those projects. And Bryce, correct me if I'm wrong, but is this the last one that we should be getting for 7th Street?
I'd have to look at it again, Jacob. It's been so long since we got it.
It will not be the last one, Jacob. You'll have the paving also that comes back.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's the last one. It's already, the contracts have been signed today, and we'll get that as soon as Rodney's guys get their plant started. So we'll hopefully be like one of the first ones on there to get that completed.
The invoice shouldn't tell you what's remaining, Jacob. It should be rather minute.
Yeah. So did you guys have any questions?
I don't think I've got any questions. You guys have any questions for me?
Make a motion to approve the claims as presented.
I'll second that. All in favor? Aye. Okay. Old business. Mayor, will you come up and talk to us about Clark and Cullen cleaners?
All right, is the resolution ready?
Yes, it's reads.
So you have resolution, is it 02 or 01?
Yes, it's 02.
Okay. Resolution 02, we had some late changes to it. Hopefully everybody's got those updated. All right.
The only changes are to the title, and then at the end it says
Those
adopted on
property-
January 5th
Okay.
instead of December 7th.
So you'll see Resolution 02, 2026, that is going to make the recommendations for you to go ahead and sell those properties at 470 North Colon Street, so we can get some of that funding back into redevelopment. This was just the way that Mr. Sammons had drafted it. We had to change the date and the number on the resolution to make it effective as of today. So there is pretty self-standard verbiage in there, but if there are any questions, we'd be happy to answer them. I wanted to thank President Smith for taking the time also to come out during the closing and be there in person. But it was a different closing, I'll just put it that way. So,
I'll also add that you guys will recall that this is the same resolution that we voted to, or that you guys voted to table at the previous meeting. That we agreed, or that it was agreed that it would be better to wait until closing had actually taken place to authorize the sale.
it does also authorize myself or the building commissioner to act in the best interest of the redevelopment when we're trying to sell the property. We wanted to get what we have in it, I think it was around $84,000, so we don't want to start off with anything less than that price itself. 84,900.
Any early interest from anyone?
There was last year, so that's where we'll start first.
You say, are we listing this anywhere, or is this,
The plan is to go ahead and put it on our Facebook page itself, and then we'll contact the Jasper County Economic Development, have them put it out, and then we'll contact Northwest Indiana Economic Development, and then have it put out for the region. So we'll go with our county, then we'll go with our region, and just that way we don't have any costs associated with listing it. And then we don't have one specific real estate agent either. So it'll go out to all of our local real estate people through Jasper County Economic Development, and then we'll get it also up to the region to see if anybody else has some interest. Great question.
anybody else have any questions for Mayor on this one? If not, somebody want to make a motion? You gonna make a motion to approve the resolution as it stands?
So moved.
I'll second. All in favor? Aye?
Aye.
Okay.
All right. I don't know if you want to sign that one specifically, Jacob, or not.
You say you had one to sign?
Oh, yes, this is, you just see me at the end of the meeting.
Okay. What's next?
Next is Commissioner Hall, 7th Street lot appraisal.
Yes. All right, I suppose I'll step up to the podium here. So essentially, in order to, and going through the process of selling 470 North Cullen Street, Mr. Salmon told me that by statute, we have to list it at the assessed market price. And so in order to sell the lots that we have on 7th Street, we will need to get them appraised first. I've gotten two quotes for appraisal, one for $950 from Valuation Services out of Valpo, and one for $700 from Jeff Sands out of Brook. I also reached out to one other appraiser, but they didn't get back to me. So I would like for you guys to give me permission to move forward with getting those lots appraised so that we can sell them and then we can get some more money back into our fund.
Do you have a preference on which one of these?
Less expensive one.
Yeah, it would just be the cheaper one. So as it stands right now, I would go with Mr. Sands out of Brook.
I guess I can't see any, is there any advantage to either?
I think we did two commercial ones on that commercial property because it was a little different, but I think just the one ought to be good enough for a lot.
I would think
Yeah,
so.
that was his price for both of them combined.
Okay. Okay.
Motion to approve.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
All right, thank you very
Okay.
much.
While you're right there, Commissioner Hall,
Let me pull it up here so I have it.
Resolution RRC 01-2026.
So this resolution is approving the facade grant program for this year, which you may recall that you already voted to do at the last meeting. But after discussing it with Mr. Sammons, we determined that we should probably get this in resolution form. It was a resolution last year as well. This is essentially the same resolution, except it includes a section approving formally the 10% admin costs that you also voted to approve last time. So essentially, this is just a resolution which does what you already agreed to do. It's just all done in paper here. So
What's 10%?
it would be $10,000 for off of the 100,000. So it's 100,000.
Administrative fees?
Yes. Yes.
This is what they came with us from 2 meetings ago.
Yeah.
Last meeting.
2 or 3.
October when they were
It
here.
was October.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean,
You were approved it, so didn't you?
I thought we did,
We
we approved
at that
it,
meeting, yeah.
yes,
we approved it pending Mr. Salmons finding out it was legal.
yes,
Yes.
which he advised me that this would be fine. So
It's a good program, we just may have to see what kind of income we have coming in this year, because Senate Bill 1 is going to affect what our draw is.
Yeah.
So
I'd say this may be the last.
while we go up to $100,000, we'll sit down with our committee and talk to our committee saying we need to be as frugal as we can with this, while we still see the benefit of the investment from the city that should hopefully get some tax generated back from the increased value that people are getting on their own buildings, like putting a roof on a building and making it look nice with some tuck pointing. We still need to see what kind of funds we're going to get coming in this year. The accountants came in a 3 weeks ago and talked to us about how it's going to affect TIF funding. So we'll be frugal. Maybe we don't spend $100,000. But the 10%, I understand what they're talking about now, because you're finding other communities within Jasper County that want to continue or start a program like this. So they don't have the manpower to do it.
Is there any talk about the state doing anything to come up with a plan for the shortfall that they've created for local governments and schools?
Yes, and most of it's local income tax. So instead of how we have it set up with Jasper County, this is going to be very complicated how we do this. Where Jasper County did it on our county council, where there's a high income tax level, but then most of that's gone to property relief. So the county taxes aren't really all that high in Jasper County because we have a high income tax rate. So the way the governor's people came in and did this is, at some point, instead of the county controlling the lit funding that goes back to public safety, that pays for police and fire, mainly is what we use it for, that lit funding will take the place of a number of the property taxes that are going to fall. So when you look at what our accountants are looking at, we should be somewhere around the same level of funds coming in 2029 that we are currently.
Yeah.
But it's going to involve local income tax funding, specifically adopted by the city council. So what he's trying to say is, hey, it's not property taxes that are killing you from the state. Now it's the little local government that's killing you with all their lit funding. So they're trying to make us say, like, we're the ones now who are the taxing body that is making it difficult on our people. Well,
And then they've left no
no,
resolution for the schools.
no. And that's the scary
They
part.
can't tax.
And the worst part, they pushed the referendum on the schools, but for us, the worst part of that law, the way it was designed, is every year we'll have to adopt that level of local income tax as a governing body for the city. So if you're going to try to bond on that kind of money that's coming in, how would you like to go to a bond bank and say, well, every year we're going to plan on making this kind of money? And I don't know what I would say if I was a banker, going to go, yeah, I'll think about it, because you have to every year adopt that rate. So that is going to make for some uncomfortable times. part of our agenda as the mayor's group is to talk to our legislators about dropping that annual
Yeah.
process. All the governor's people did was try to put it back on the shoulders of
Because
City.
state legislators and the governor are still spinning it like they did us a big favor, and they didn't do us any favors at all.
No, it's just a shell game. So,
I will add that the accountants did tell us, basically the prognosis for the Drexel TIF is that it'll only decrease slightly going forward. But the other two will probably be quite a while before we see substantial funds coming into there.
the other issue for the board is we want to create another TIF district within Jasper County, along with Jasper County. So we would have a combined TIF between the two of us, but as you may or may not know, you guys are a lot better structured than what the county's TIF district is. So on a joint TIF filing, which would be west of 65, where we put water, sewer, gas, my idea was to make sure that we did have tax incrementing financing out there to help us pay for infrastructure if there are issues in the future. And we continue to get pinged now that people know water and sewer going over on that side. So that pinging's just started. And we just need to get some assistance from one of the county employees, I'll put it that way, to get that TIF district moving faster. But the idea was to have this body that as the governing body for that TIF district, even though it's joint. Hope that makes sense.
So to bring it back to the facade grant resolution, were there any other questions or concerns that you guys had?
I guess my only real concern, so what we're talking about with all this, is this going to affect what's coming into us this year?
No.
It's all next year then?
Well, I think starting in June,
Starting in
it
June.
will. That'll be the first one, but it's not a substantial decrease right off the bat.
And we don't want to get ourselves into something like here where we're spending extra money that we don't need
Don't we
to.
fund that quarterly, though? We both fund it quarterly here, don't we?
We do for the TIF, yeah, or for the facade grant, yes.
Facade grant, yeah.
Yeah. So we can see, hopefully in our June draw, that it comes into us where we're at. And then if we can't come up with that kind of money to continue,
Right.
we need to make those tough decisions. And the building commissioner sits on that position, so.
The money,
I think you'll probably see a slowdown because we're in an 8-block area and we have had
Significant, yeah.
good interest in the program.
yeah.
Yeah.
The money, for what it's worth, the money is there right now available for this. It's just, we should be cognizant going forward about how much we're spending.
Absolutely.
Considering we're still paying for a fire station, so.
Yeah, that's
the
about,
one that-
that's something like $375,000 a year, which is about half of what our yearly tax increment is. So it's a sizable chunk. It's just about debt servicing for the fire station.
So you just need a motion to approve this resolution?
Yes,
Yes.
I'd make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you very much.
Sign.
Yes, there is one more to sign.
Sign those. All right. Looks like our next meeting is Monday, February 2nd.
I do have some more business.
Oh, absolutely, yes,
If I could, Mr. President.
please.
We have, Mr. George, who's been on the board for as long as I can remember, come to me and asked to resign for personal reasons. And I understand those. I've asked Steve Mush, whose wife owns a business on the west side of town, to take his place, and hopefully we'll have Assistant Chief Mush in here next meeting and get him sworn in next meeting. So he'll be part of this board after that. All right. Only other thing I wanted to bring to your attention is we will also meet this week on whether or not we can continue with the grant funding we got on the trail path going west of the city. The idea was to try to use TIF funds for that, thinking that would help also develop that area. We've had some different thoughts come into us now where maybe we take that trail and move it on the back side of that property so we don't have to worry about the safety feature that's been coming up when we were dealing with the NDOT grant. The biggest concern is a 45 to 55 mile an hour speed limit, and then we're putting a path right along that. It has come up a couple of times with NDOT, and they don't feel very comfortable. So we found a different way to approach that trail coming down into the fairgrounds itself along the backside of the Eldridge property, and it should tie right into Brookside Park. So we're going to explore that opportunity to do that, even if it's with the work being performed by our own city and county, who are going to help, who committed to helping us get to that location. And then if we can continue to find the funds or manage the funds, that we can take the grant that we originally got and change the scope of that grant to continue to go west from the fairgrounds and continue to see what we can do with that. So I hate to give $1 million back, but we also have to be frugal with the funds to get something done. The first thing needs to be done is we got to get something to fairgrounds, to the community corrections, where we just don't have that safety feature going. It's more of an investment, just not into just safety, but it's also investment into our liability insurance also. So that's why the county is more than happy to help us with that project. So just want to update you on those. Any questions or concerns? Once we get done with these meetings, I'll get some mapping out to you and see what you think of the idea. I kind of enjoyed where we only have 2 property owners we would have to get right-of-ways from instead of 16, where it can slow a project down like that. And then we'll see about whether or not we can get the work actually performed by the city force and then with the assistance of the county who owns their own asphalt plant. So it's an idea that we're going to try to put into motion this week, and I'll keep you updated by next week.
That'd be great.
All right. Any other questions?
Can we do anything to recognize Estel for his years?
Yes, we certainly will. Certainly will.
He kind of snuck out of here on us last month and didn't really let me. I found out after the meeting that was his last month. So.
Estel was on the board when we were going through the fire station stuff, when I was part of that, and then he was definitely a huge part of it with the police station. So we used TIP funding for that police station along with the lit funding for it. It was called Moit back then, but we did a nice job of saving those monies, and that's what was used to do the police station too. So definitely want to recognize him for those efforts.
The other thing too, I just wanted to comment on was, I think there was a lot of people that didn't understand exactly what was going on, but Bryce, you guys did a really good job in cleaning that up out there. That looks so much better. Yeah, so much better.
Oh, yeah, and hopefully that interest will grow with that too, because I didn't like some of the questions that were coming in on the location for some new construction, but hopefully they'll look at that property now and go, it just, to me, looks more attractive for what they're asking about.
Yeah.
So, all right.
All right.
Ready to plan on?
Oh, should update you guys on that. We're not using any funding from them though, right?
They'll be the ones that will administer the project with those funds.
Okay, all right. So next meeting tomorrow morning is for the Ready 2.0 funding. We believe all the matching funds are in place now. And you might have to explain how that one is going to work, Bryce, but shouldn't have any funds come from us for the new pavilion that's going to go into the old jail's parking lot area. So the county employees will have a nice roof over the head when they want to go park, and it's designed more for the farmer's market. So it'll be a pavilion with a nice concrete sidewalk that goes in between where the farmer's market people would pull up and sell their items. So far, I think working with Northwest Indiana Forum, we've got the funding match all done. You want to explain more on that one, Bryce?
Yes, so it's a $1 million grant that Jasper County Economic Development initially applied for on behalf of the city and the county. Now that we've been awarded, they've relinquished the control of the grant to the city, which then brings you guys in. According to the forum, they're required to maintain a 4-to-1 match in order to meet their guidelines. So the city, with the county, with the facade grant, with the mural tour, we've compiled everything. So we had to justify $4 million worth of matching funds. And with that, right now, we've got a few more to bring in to help, but right now we're sitting at 4.6 million. So we've exceeded our matching requirement for that grant funding.
Of new investment, using the facade, the brick street, and county sidewalks,
And Filson Park.
and Filson Park. So really, that's a lot of money that's been invested in downtown. Surprising, but the private investment that happens on the facade grant also can be included in that. So,
That's fine.
yeah. Thanks. Any questions?
No, so,
We'll keep you advised how that project goes. All right.
all right, thank you. We don't have anything else. We have a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
All in favor? All right.
I thought you wanted to see, you got stuff to sign?
Yes, I do.